What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Lost Tangent Outpost. My name is Spada. Let's talk about MultiVersus. Today, I want to discuss what I feel like are 5 features that need to be added to MultiVersus. Now, before I get started, let me preface this by saying, especially if you're new here, I love MultiVersus. I've done 2 videos praising the hell out of it, and I expect those won't be the only 2. This video is simply covering a few areas I think could be made better. So let's get started. Number 1, Perk Selection. This has been going on since the very first playtest, and it truly does baffle me. This is why I'm talking about it first. I know the team at Player First Games pays attention to the community, and I know they're fantastic developers, so why, considering that, does Perk Selection work the way it does? If you're not sure what I'm referring to, let me show you a clip from a stream I did not too long ago.
Oh shit, I hate that. I really hope they fix that. If you pick a perk in that menu, if you pick a perk, it automatically puts it in the first spot. And I really wish that it would just put it in the next empty spot.
See, for whatever reason, whenever you're selecting perks between matches, selecting a perk always fills the perk 1 slot, no matter if it's filled or not. And this is just super frustrating, especially if you're just starting to level up a character and earn perks. I have started so many matches without the amount of perks I could have, simply because I selected a new perk I'd unlocked, expecting it to fill the next empty slot, and it just replaced the first slot. Admittedly, this is resolved by simply slowing down and being sure that your perks are in the slots that you want them in before you accept your selection. But still, it just seems weird to me that it doesn't, by default, fill all the empty slots before it starts replacing slots. I'm not sure how complicated this would be to change, but please, PFG, please fix this. Not just for my sake, but for everyone. I know I'm not the only person that's thought about this or that wants this. Alright, so that leads me to my second feature I want added, Quick Rematch. I've thought about this a lot. One of the biggest pain points about the game is the amount of time it takes to get into a rematch. Because after every match, it sends you all the way back to the character selection process where you must select your character and your perks again and then load into the next match again. This takes an extra 1 to 3 minutes between matches in a single set. I've been thinking that the likely reason for this working the way it does is because at the very least, the team at Player First Games wants to be sure that sets aren't played on a single map. And that's reasonable. But either way, if it were up to me, I'd add a quick rematch button, one that everyone in the set must agree to, much like they already do to rematch in the first place, and to alleviate the stage selection process, simply randomize the stage every time this is done. But this way we can skip having to reselect the character again, reconfirm the perks again, and deal with waiting for everyone else to do it again, and then loading through all the screens to get into the next match. I mean, I'd settle for just not having to reselect my character every time, but this feature just seems to be a no-brainer to me. And on to number 3, the lab. This is a complicated one, and it's probably worth doing an entire video on just features I'd like added to the lab, this game's version of a training room, but I felt like I just needed to add a few points in this video about it. The lab just needs a better feature set. It does allow you to customize the bot's reaction in some ways, and it does allow you to set health at specific amounts to try out different scenarios and stuff. It's not like it doesn't have any good features, it does, it's just, like, think about it like this. I play Batman, right? Well, let's say that I want to practice a specific combo. Oh look, they fall off the stage. Great. All good, I'll just run to the other side of them and try it this way so I have more stage. Shit, I missed it again. Damn it, I really don't like having to run back to the other side of the dummy every time I want to try this again. Instead, it would be great if we could set the spawn point of ourselves and the dummy in the lab. This way, I can test out different edge guarding situations, practice combos that need more stage, test scenarios like when they're on a platform above me, etc. This isn't the end of the world, and there are ways around this, such as setting the dummy to idle and then hitting them over and over again to put them where you want them. And you can also turn on 2 other dummies, and they all come in at different positions, so you can use that to some extent too, but it just shouldn't be this hard to test out scenarios. An even simpler solution would be just allow us to record and play back actions and or allow a second player to control the dummy. At least this way I don't have to do damage to them to set them up where I want them, and thus not really being able to explore the scenario I'm looking for. Again, there are many features I want added to the lab, and if y'all want, maybe I'll make a video on that. But this setting up a scenario thing is really the one thing that bugs me the most often. Alright, and to number 4, Couch Co-op Online. This one is one that Tony, the lead developer at Player First Games for MultiVersus, has already confirmed will be coming at some point, so I won't spend too much time on it, but I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this at least once here. As it stands, you can currently play locally, something that wasn't available before in any of the tests, and that's really fucking awesome. But it would be better if me and a partner could play from home on a single system and do it online. My wife and I play online together all the time. In fact, there's probably a lot of footage in this video you're currently watching, but it's always a little bit of a bother having to bring out my laptop, hook it up to the Ethernet, and do the whole party invitation stuff. But I mean, really, it's not that big of a deal. More so, I'm worried about the people that only have one method of playing MultiVersus, a single console or PC, but they have more than one person in the house that wants to be able to play online. Frankly, being able to play online with a friend through a single device is just something that the game needs to have. Again, Tony said that they're working to add this at some point, so I expect this will happen sooner than later, but I wanted to be sure that I brought it up here. And that brings me to my final feature I want added to MultiVersus: replays. I have the luxury of having a PlayStation 5, an Xbox One, and 2 PCs that I can play MultiVersus on. And all of those devices have methods by which I can record gameplay and do so adequately without losing quality or anything like that. I can use that footage for my videos, to watch on my own, to learn more about how I'm playing and how I can improve, and to find highlights and stuff to put on the internet as short clips. But not everyone has access to the same tools I do, and even if they did, we can't always know when we'll want something recorded. We can't always be sure we'll want to take up space on our system to store the footage. And we're not always recording when something cool happens. So to this end, I think it would be a super solid idea to get a replay system added into the game. One that automatically records matches, saves them to a menu accessible through the match history page that you're able to scrub through, pause, play at different speeds, remove the HUDs, etc. Admittedly, doing something like this might be a challenge, but I truly think it's worth it. As mediocre of a player as I am, being able to watch my gameplay is immensely helpful to getting better. And beyond that, having another way to grab a highlight or a clip or even just a full match would be great in the cases where I forgot to turn OBS on my PC or have some other reason why I didn't and or can't save footage on my PlayStation 5 or Xbox One. But alright, that's my list. Are there any features missing from MultiVersus that you really want? Are they the same as mine? Are they different? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you guys everyone for coming by today. Have a great day, and until next time, later.